The color red is the chakra related to fear, and the bottom chakra, which is the safety. It's the safety. I would like. Oh, I want to show you the chakras, but I want to hear some other feedback. Let me come back to the call. Anyone else? Did you see any colors? Blue. Okay. Blue. Okay. Throat. Are you being confronted not to speak your truth? Are you keeping your voice down? Are you not saying what you need to say? Are you speaking your truth? Are you saying what's on your mind? Are you being allowed to speak freely? Okay, because the color blue is the chakra center for the throat. And no, and I don't mean right now. I mean in your life, in your career, in your work situation. There's the feeling of not being able to speak and say. That's what the chakra is telling me, that you're not being able to express your truth, express yourself, and also be able to create. It's also co-creation is part of that particular chakra center. So focus on those words, and if it means anything to you, great. If not, that's also fine. That's the movement. That's the feeling of I can do this, and that's what you just said. Imposter syndrome is stopping you from saying I can do this, and the solar plexus. So indigestion, liver, gallbladder, those feelings of feeling stuck and not being able to move forward, or to create, to express, and all the rest of it. So you that's very welcome, and you so beautifully expressed it, and that's why I know you'll be an amazing coach, because of your authenticity. The last thing we need is someone claiming to know everything and do everything, and you reaching out. Just randomly, my old coach from a long time ago reached out to me yesterday, and just said hello, and I was like, wow, look at that. That connection always remains that you have with someone, because a coach is sort of like it's a life partner in a way, and so Lisa, I have some advice for you, if I may. The reason why you keep on falling off the surfboard is because you're sitting on the surfboard when you're in the ocean. If you get rid of the surfboard and just allow the ocean to take you anywhere, you don't have to analyze everything. It's amazing that your mind came up with the surfboard analogy, right? But you're always going to fall off as long as you're on the surfboard. So if you let go of the surfboard, float in that. I wrote this article that came to me in a very beautiful state of awareness, where I said, it's like the river is taking us to the ocean, but we hang on to this thing saying, what's going on? What's going on? If we just let go, let the river take us into the ocean, we're going to find everything so you can tell you're not in the river anymore, you're in the ocean. So swim, Lisa, swim, because you're there, and I love your energy, and I love your authenticity, and you're a very feelings person. So you'd make an amazing coach, I can tell you that. So welcome to that, and thank you for sharing. Well, as we all are, we're all very good at helping others, but not ourselves. And I think that's why it's essential to have someone. And I'm so glad to be here for all of you, because all our problems take a different form. But ultimately, when you're in a state realizing that, hold on a second, you're a coach, Lisa, but I can tell you, pretty much everybody on the call is having the same issue, feeling like they're drowning, feeling like they're overwhelmed. And look, like you said, energetically, what we're going through right now, if you don't feel this because you're stuck in your head, you don't realize the magnitude. And of course, now with the moon being full, there's a lot going on with the planets. And I'm not very big into that, because otherwise we put all our emphasis on a particular phenomenon outside of ourselves. But there's a lot going on in the world right now. And if you don't tune in to your center, which is your heart center, and feel the emotions that you're supposed to feel for what it is, like Lisa, you're very honest. And I can tell you what, most people, including myself, it's like, I don't know what it is, just leave me alone. And then you yell at someone and you find a distraction, and it's either alcohol or the antidepressant. Well, it's not really, really good with it. The antidepressant is stopping you from the extreme version. And abusing yourself in one way or the other is the typical outlet, It's okay, Luigi. I don't think it's bothering people too much that you're switching on and off. Guys, anybody else would like to say something? Because I want to go through 2 additional exercises on finding that inner stillness within us. So does anybody else want to comment, to say something? So down there is the red, and you can see that's the base of your spine, and that is life, if you see what that says. So basically, you see, your this part connects to your legs, and the legs connect to earth. So here's my recommendation for everyone right now, because we're all facing survival. And when you're feeling, what is the number one story on the street right now? is that you may die from a virus. That is the current situation of the planet. So if you think about it, you have different fears. You have, slight issues to do with money, relationships, and this. This is right at the bottom end, which is survival. Like, I'm going to die. So if you're experiencing foot problems, knee problems, I think one of the people said they had a problem in their right arm. Who was that? Someone said they had a problem in their arm. But yeah, so all these things are very intertwined. And, it's amazing the kind of stuff that I've diagnosed and been able to heal in people just by understanding the sciences of the body. So the lower chakra, and Vijay, this is for you as well. Get your shoes off, get your socks off, get out there, put your feet into mud, stick into the mud. But what's very important is what they teach you in Kundalini and every other kind of Chinese, like Qigong as well, which I've studied, is to imagine. Imagination is very, very powerful, and we are taught as adults not to imagine. So imagine the Earth's electromagnetic field, which is a very strong vibration, okay, coming up through your legs and nourishing you through the lower chakra, through your spine, and they're traveling up. Okay, maybe we can do that together. Towards the end of the call, we will do a guided meditation on taking the energy up from the earth to the ground. So all you've got to do before the end of the call is take your shoes and socks off. I don't care what you're on. Ideally, you shouldn't be on plastic. You can be on wood. You can be on anything else like that as well. So we will actually do this very, very powerful meditation that has, it's a guided visualization that has created a huge center in me. People like Bruce Lee and other type of martial artists do this thing where they channel the energy. And if you want to know the power of imagination, they do this thing called the 1-inch punch. And Bruce Lee made it very famous. He just does this punch and people go flying, right? So it is a phenomenon. And I saw it recently. And so this guy had sorry? 1-inch punch, precisely. What was the style of martial arts called? What's the name? I can't think of it now, but it's the 1-inch punch. But yeah, so Kung Fu was adapted from that. But originally it was the thing with the spinning around. Anyway, so he managed to harness the energy from the earth. And then he got like 16 guys to stand there all holding phone books. And he hit one guy, and it's not staged. Everybody falls over because, so there's this technique called Iron Shirt Qigong. Iron Shirt Qigong is about strengthening the inner organs by creating a layer between, it's a bit off topic, but maybe it's not off topic because I'm mentioning it now, but a barrier between your organs and your skin, which then creates this amazing sense of vitality in you. And if you're not using the vitality from the earth to nourish you, that was my last post, which I thought was a little daring to do with Kundalini and the state of bliss. It sounded like I was on on some kind of heavy drugs over there. But that type of feeling of ecstasy, it's yours. But we're so tied out in survival emotions that we live by those emotions. And you know what? It's not fair on you because you are a spiritual being. You are life itself. Like people say, I can't identify what my life purpose is. Because your purpose, you can't have a life, but you are life. This is you. You are life. You're not separate from it to create a purpose. What resonates inside of you, and for the wisdom of the universe or the divine plan, is that it's hidden so well that we don't see it. And it's only during times of extreme meditation, taking drugs or ayahuasca or all those other kind of things that you get the reality of what it is. Because you have the dream state is when we're sleeping, and then when we wake up, we're in the waking state. But who knows which one is which, right? Because when you're dreaming, you can go anywhere. So there's one famous Chinese emperor said, I woke up dreaming I was a butterfly, but now I'm not sure if I'm the butterfly dreaming I'm a human, right? Because it could be the other way in reverse as well, right? Because we are spiritual beings. Most of you are on audio instead of video, which is fine. So I'll just talk to myself a bit more. At least you're the only one that I can see on the screen. So guys, we're going to be coming close to the end of the call, which is quite short, but I'm not in a big hurry, but we can do another 15 minutes. I'd like to take you through this guided meditation, but if there's no other question, then let me know and I'll go on to that. There was a question that was asked by someone who asked to remain anonymous, and they're experiencing issues, feeling out of place and feeling unsettled. And I think the question was answered. Right now, if you're feeling very safe about life, then then either you're mad or you're a saint. Because right now, all of us are in a state of tremendous anxiety. And what you have to do is bring awareness. So I think this time would be best spent if we do two things. Tune into our awareness together. Because remember, there's this group effect which Lisa just mentioned. When the silence is amplified, it has a resonant frequency. So before in my meditations, I'll tell you a little secret that I do. I get into an extreme state of presentness. And pretty much everyone after the last call said to me, I slept so well, I felt this and I felt that. And it's not what I say. But I bring myself in such a state of giving and of my intention is to nourish your lives. And I know you've come onto this call with that same desire. Otherwise, you wouldn't be taking time out from your day to come and be entertained by me. You need help. You want the universe to guide you. And that's why I've come. So I come with that intention. And I'd like you to set this intention of receiving this healing that's coming through me and through each other. To me, for you, and through us. It's this no, we are the same with different forms and different egos. If you pierce behind, if you've been given the moment, it's only a moment of existence to pierce behind the veil and understand that every form that you see is an illusion and we're all connected. So everything you're looking at right now is yourself. Carl Jung, you said it so beautifully that we see ourselves in 100 different personalities. And Carl Jung was one of them that practiced Kundalini Yoga when he broke away from Freud. And I took a lot from his teachings as well. So whatever you're seeing in others and the problems is you're seeing in yourself. I'm getting a bit off topic here, but what I'm saying is that in essence, if you can take all your problems and roll them into one and realize they are created by the ego, and what's underneath that is all you have to connect to is through music, through dance, through breath, through laugh, through children, through enjoying the bliss of life and doing what you need to do. I'm not telling you to run away and go to the mountain, but all of it, whether you've been traumatized through whatever problem it is, the forms are the same. They are ego-created self, and they are in your life situation, not your life. So Eckhart Tolle says so beautifully, there is your life, which is what you are. Then there's the situation created by your ego that says, I got this problem and I got that problem. That happens in time. If you can get this, you're free. It happens in time. Where's your problem? Right now. And this is the way, because your ego is so strong. Ask yourself this question. Right now, right here, is there a problem? I don't see a problem, do you? So the only way we can... Sorry? Okay. So the only way we can find out if we have a problem is by using this. So here's the trick I teach my clients. When you get into that state, it's called the mind stream. So the mind is like, whoosh. You know, you're surfing the waves, Lisa. Surfing the waves, like I'm this and I'm not that and I'm not that. Stop and say, and this is what I do. So you can ask someone to do that or come into the next session and say, pretend I now have temporary amnesia. My brain does not know past or future. So I'm sitting here right now. Where's my problem? What's your name? And do this exercise. What's your name? Well, I don't know because I don't have memory, right? Okay. So what are you doing? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. This thing works like you can't believe. I mean, I do this when someone calls me up. I had a lady who was in a state of, I mean, I don't want to describe the details, but I said, okay, you can't think? Your brain is dead. Stay with me. What's your name? She says her name. I said, no, that's not your name. You don't remember your name. Remember? Oh, yeah. And I tell you what, now you're here and now. And if you're here and now, then where is the problem? Okay? It's very important to realize that. So if you can free yourself from time, which is an illusion created by your brain, and we can go into that another session, then you free yourself of the baggage created in your mind. Okay? It's not that easy. Because if it was, everybody would be sitting around laughing and giggling all the time. But that's the practice, the daily practice, the constant awareness. And meditation is not sitting there for 20 minutes and the rest of your day is a mad house. It's bringing awareness. And if you can commit to 10% awareness, we've done 20 minutes a day, 10% awareness. And you can gauge the 10% as you like. But each day, you can say, oh, look at what I'm doing. Look at that thought. How did I get here? Why am I thinking about that? That is opening up a little gap between the incessant thought after thought after thought, 80,000 thoughts, you create a little gap. And you say, what's going on? You just created a gap. And when you do that, say to yourself, I have a gap. It's a secret. This is one of the secrets. I have a gap. And when you have that gap, focus on the gap. The only way you're going to be able to tell when you're stuck in a mind stream is that if you're very fortunate and you go, what's going on here? Take that gap, focus on that gap, make it wider. And if the gap widens long enough, you have no issues except what is right here and right now. Anissa, you wanted to ask a question. You know, you're my favorite type of person because you're a mirror image of me and probably everybody else here, the analytical brain, you know. But am I doing it right, you know? There must be a way. I know I'm doing something wrong. He's the coach. Maybe he knows. Okay, Anissa, you know how to breathe. Okay, you've been doing it for long enough. However you want to breathe, breathe. Just breathe. Okay, we're not getting into Kundalini. There's thousands of ways of breathing. Right now, if you can get some sense of settling inside of you, that's great. And in the future, we can move energy up and down. We can experience the whole other kind of stuff. There's thousands of things. But right now, for this particular thing, there is no rules. Anyone else? Is that right? Ronald? Yes, Ronald, please do. I know you updated me and I'm blown away. You mentioned an ocean, Ronald, in one of your dreams, didn't you? Ah, look at that with Lisa. Interesting. That was after our last session. So that's what inspires me to come back and do this all over again. It's incredible. Tell me, Ronald, please go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.